Good evening. I think that Mr. Ayomide has joined us, if I'm not mistaken, or is that someone else? Right, it's Mr. You might need to unmute yourself so I can't hear you. Good evening, welcome.
Yeah, how are you?
I'm
What's
very
your
well.
name?
My name is Christian, and I'll be moderating this webinar.
Thank
It's nice
you.
to meet you.
Nice to meet you too. See you in a bit.
Yes, sir.
What time are we getting started?
Right about now, 6:05.
Okay. Perfect.
Alrighty. Hello, hello. Good evening, everyone. I believe everyone can hear me. Hello.
No, we can hear you. We
Awesome.
can.
Your video is muted, ma.
Okay.
Video is
The host has to enable me. I'm waiting for the host to enable my video. All right. Okay. Good evening, everyone. It's a beautiful evening right here in Lagos, Nigeria. Welcome to today's webinar, of course, organized by the Voice Over Workshop and Media. My name is Christiane, and I'll be moderating today's webinar. Okay, so before we go right into it, tell me how you're feeling. Let's know how you're feeling. Use an emoji, and one word, describe how you're feeling this evening. Let's go. How are you feeling? I see a lot of people that I know. I see Evelyn, I see Samuel, I see Victoria, Shay, Tolulope, welcome. And of course, our guest is here, Mr. Ibrahim Ayomide is here. Welcome, Mr. Ibrahim. I see John. How are you feeling? Where are the emojis? I want to see how you're feeling. Okay. Okay. Awesome. I'm feeling happy, grateful, thankful. As some people might know, I mean, it was my birthday last week, so I'm still in that birthday mood. I'm still very thankful, still very excited, and of course, still excited to be here. So tell me, how do you feel? Okay, I'm just seeing smiling. Okay, feeling good. Evelyn says she's feeling good. Awesome, awesome. Who else? Okay, can't be better. Okay. Right. Ecstatic, Samuel. Samuel says he's ecstatic. Awesome. Okay. Someone singing, I feel good, Para. Or is that well done? Okay. Okay. Awesome. Awesome. All right. Keep it coming. We want to be in a very good mood this evening because we have something super. Okay. Hector says he's super pumped. Nice. Nice. All right. Okay. Have another quick exercise. Okay, amazing. John says, I feel amazing, elated, beautiful, beautiful. Okay, okay. So one more exercise before we proceed. Say someone gave you a blank check, just came to you and made you an offer, give you a blank check. I don't know if you still use checks or no. Anyway, but say someone made you an offer or give you a blank check. How much would you write on it? Let's hear it. Let's see, how much would you just write on the check if someone came to you, the richest man in the world, the richest man in Nigeria, approached you, gave you a blank check? What would you write on it? Okay. Mercy, Tommy, welcome. Evelyn, what would you write? Someone gave you a blank check. Wow, Samuel, $500 billion. Okay, interesting. Okay. Anybody, $2 million, Victor. Okay, interesting. I'm curious, Samuel, what would you do with $500 billion? I'm very curious. What would you do with that? Okay. $100 billion, Oiza. Wow. 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 Some of these figures I can't even pronounce. $10 million. Everybody's swinging, in the way of dollars. No naira, nothing. By the way, is dollars the highest currency in the world? Okay. Interesting. 100 billion euros. Or is that stay one place? Like, is it billions or dollars? Interesting. Okay. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you. All right. So we have a very interesting topic today, and the topic is money mindset. And we're here to learn and unlearn. Everybody needs money, or is there anyone who doesn't need money? Even our government needs money. The world needs money to move. And we all have this in common because everyone has money. But today we have a very interesting topic, and that topic is money mindset. Some people have positive mindset towards money, and some others have a negative mindset towards money. And I think that depending on the kind of mindset that you have towards money, that will determine the kind of decisions that you will make or the quality of your life. Now, I'm not the expert here. And so we have our guest, Mr. Ayomide Ibrahim, who is going to do justice to this. He's going to share from his wealth of knowledge and experience and, teach us today. So, if you have any questions, just take down, put down your questions, not in the comment section. I'll let you know when to put that down. But just, take notes. And when it's time, you can ask your questions, okay? So before we go into it, I would just like to read Mr. Ayomide's profile, quickly, right? Okay. And it reads, astute entrepreneur come professional accountant, Ayomide Ibrahim is the CEO of FinServ Pro, a financial services company providing accounting, tax, loan, and insurance services. FinServ Pro is located in Maryland and Texas, USA. Ayomide is a certified accountant in 3 different countries. He's a fellow of the Institute of Chartered Accountants of Nigeria, ICANN, an associate member of the Institute of Chartered Accountants of England and Wales, and a certified fraud examiner. He's also a certified information system auditor and certified information security manager. Before moving to the United States in 2017, Ayomide served with the Lagos state government as an accountant between 2006 and 2017. In 2016, Ayomide Ibrahim co-founded Sept 30 Media and Productions, where he also worked as the CFO. In 2018, he joined Sharp Pointers Financial Services, a CPA firm in Maryland, and later Robert Half, where he worked as a consultant, accounting and IT audit and tax in several companies and firms, including PwC, Five Guys Enterprise, and now Smart Electric Power Alliance in Washington, D.C. In 2022, he was awarded the A.D. King Young Professionals Iconic Award at the A.D. King Young Professional Bootcamp for his unflinching commitment to creating financial inclusion for all. Amazing. Ladies and gentlemen, please use your emoji and kindly welcome our guest, Mr. Ayomide Ibrahim, for this special session. Mr. Ibrahim, you have the mic, please.
Our moderator, so as she said, my name is Ayomide Ibrahim, and I'm so delighted to be here this evening to do what I love to do best. I love how our moderator, started, this event, this webinar, by trying to see our mindset, trying to see where our minds are when it comes to money. And that's a good one. It's very applaudable. And I mean, I'm amazed, at the responses that I see, that if you have a blank check, what would you write on it? And she said something which is profound, that why are you all writing in dollars? What happened to a naira? Do we think, that dollar is the highest, value currency in the world? And then someone came up, with a euro. That is what your mind does to you. And that is what we are here to talk about. how is your mind? What is the state of your mind when it comes to money, right? What can you do? What can you hear? What can you see to shape or reshape or help you just fine tune, your mind? And I saw a bit of that this evening, and it's quite interesting. Thank you for having me, VO Voice. I love what you guys are doing. I believe that you are trying to help a whole lot of people make use of what they have, which is of course beyond our voices, to be who they should be, and that is a very good platform you have there. And I'm glad, to be part of it, here today to speak, to both young, old people back home, in order to achieve, what we are here to achieve. The world we live in, right, belongs to us. But at the same time, there are certain things we need to do to making sure that it's a good place, not just for us, but those that are coming, behind us. Thank you so much for having me. And let's jump right into it. Mindset, mindset, mindset. Mindset for me is everything, right? When I was waking up this morning, I woke up with a little kind of anxiety when I, just thought about everything I need to do today. I need to speak to clients. I need to be here. There are other meetings I've had, before today, even to the littlest of, oh, how is my camera going to work? Is the video going to be okay? Those little anxiety, right, is what you wake up with. Well, let me tell you how you can win your mindset. When you get up that bed and you tell yourself, today is going to be a great day. At the end of today, I'm going to be a champion, right? There's a thing, a change, right? It changes that small thing that can create a big, impact in your mental being, and even in your body, right? Because everything starts, from here, and then, it processes to the mind. So let's talk about how your mind, right, can help you become successful. I say to so many people, the day you think that having so much money is success is the day you fail, right? That is the day you've totally gotten it wrong. Because see, in the life we live in, you don't have to chase money. Money has to chase you. How do you, as I tell those who care to listen, right? I don't chase money anymore, right? I try to chase the value I can create, and then money will do what? It will chase you. So let's talk about why we are here. Thank you so much again. I see we have over 27, participants today. That is good to go, right? Even if we have just one participant, as long as that participant is able to get the reason why we are here, we have won. Now, what makes you successful in life, right? As I mentioned earlier, is your mind. I have a little slide, that I have created, for us to have a fantastic day. Now, I want you to know this. Now, I want to know what makes one person successful with money and another give up. Do you know why you see an individual have an X amount of money and another individual have the same amount of things, in money, and one is successful than the other? It's the mind, because it is your mind that will tell you. That's where you process, oh, what should I do with what I have, right? I tell my clients that when you make a certain amount of money and you spend some and then you save some, the economy is going to get the same results. If you have $1 million, right, $500,000, and then you save $500,000, the economy is going to get the same result, right? Now, what changes there is if you now have $500,000, $1 million, and you spend the old $1 million, the economy is still going to get the same result. but you don't get the same result because what you have done there is to spend everything with no savings. But when you save, what you have done there is to see how you can have income after your active period, your mind. Your mind is where you process, oh, I need to spend some and save some. And here, what we are trying to do today is how to help you prepare your mind so that whatever you have, you won't think of, oh, it's not enough. I can't save now. I can save tomorrow. That is where most of the time we get it wrong. When we feel whatever we have, we don't have to take certain decisions today. We can wait till tomorrow, to take them. Now, what you believe about money, what you believe about yourself, what you believe about those around you shapes the world. When I came to the United States, I was one of those, like most people, who does Uber, right? I would do my Uber once I'm done with my work. Now, when I pick up someone, I just don't see them as someone I need to get home. I see these individuals as those that can teach me about how to live in America. And I ask questions. And you wouldn't believe what happened one day. An individual asked me, you sound so learned. I mean, why are you doing this? And I said to her, I said, I'm doing this to drive around America, right, and still make money from it. I'm driving around America to know the streets, to know the people, to know where we have this restaurant, to know where we have this community. And I'm doing what? I'm making money from it. And this lady gave me a card and said, you know what? I need to see you. And the meeting we had after that changed my life, mindset. Wherever you are, whatever you're doing, how do you see it? If you are a janitor, I don't care what job you're doing. Are you sweeping? When my mom was living in the UK, she used to work in a hotel. And while she was cleaning and doing everything, she would be singing. That they gave her the name, the singing cleaner, right? Mindset. And from there, when they were looking for someone to manage the cleaning department, oh, there's a singing cleaner. She does her job like, like magic, right? And then she got that promotion. And from that promotion, she was able to come into the company to know what other positions we have. And that was how she was able to leave to be in the administrative department of the same hotel that she started as a cleaner. Mindset. Nigeria, for so many of us right now, we know how it is. I've lived in the same country that you live in for almost 40 years. But I always tell myself, right? Nigeria is not going to define me. Rather, it's going to help me, right, become that tenacious person that we see today. Emmanuel would ask me one question, how do you do this, my boss? Boss. And I tell him, Nigeria gave me what you see. Nigeria gave me the strength. The only thing Nigeria does not give many of us right now is hope, right? And that hope is coming. But before you get there, you need to build your mindset in a way to win. Because someday you are going to find yourself in that environment that all you need is what your mindset have built you to become. Now, every single day, you have the power to make that decision to move forward. You have to continue to move forward. You have to take one step further from where you were yesterday. Mindset. Don't feel like a loser. Oh, I did this same thing yesterday. It didn't work for me. I don't need to do it. I don't need to do it again. What happens to consistency? You have to be consistent. You need your mindset to show you, to tell you that you can win, to win eventually. Consistency. Now, if you have got to change your mindset, right? Nobody can help you. Not this guy talking to you right now. I can tell you everything you need to do. I can tell you that, look, if you continue to be persistent, if you continue to be consistent, if you continue to make, good relationship with everybody you meet, someday you're going to win. If you don't make that decision to change, nobody is going to change you. Remember, you can take that horse to the river. You can't force that same horse to drink. You have to make up your mind, right, to win. You have to make up your mind to get things done. Now, having said that, let's talk about why we are mainly here. Right? We are here to talk about money mindset now. How is your money mindset? How is it formed? The importance of understanding your money mindset, because your money mindset is different from mine, right? And how to change your mindset about money. Now, your money mindset is influenced by many different factors, including, the psychological money, itself. The experience you have personally around, everything you do helps you. What do you see all the time? If you go to certain streets, even here, in the DMV, they are laced up, with cash shops, with Gucci. There's a street in New York. If you go to that street, right, and you don't have that strong, mental being, it could crush you because it could make you feel poor, right? But if you don't like tell yourself that, hey, these material things definitely don't define how successful I am, it could crush you right there. It means that we have that marketing, way of just distorting your psyche. So what am I saying in essence? You have to help your money mindset by what you see. What do you gravitate, towards? What you hear most of the time, what you see, those you surround yourself with, they are who you are. So you want to ask yourself, who are these people? What movie am I watching? What book am I reading? Because this eventually, would shape you. In other sense, what I'm trying to say there is you have to help yourself by knowing who you hang around with, what you read, what you see, even the music you hear. Like most of the music we hear these days is drugs, guns, boys, women. You need to move away from things like that if they don't fit into who you see yourself to become. If you want to be a rapper, a successful rapper, that's fine. You can, yeah, we all don't want the same thing in life. But what I'm trying to say here is you have to understand that your money mindset should start from what the environment, you put yourself. Does this conform with who, I want to become, who I want to become? Now think about, the last one for a moment. Now, everything that happens in your life is not your parents' fault. I can say this again and again and again. Some of the time we try to blame our parents, for being who we are, right? If your parent did not bring you into that rich, cycle, you can get out of it. The most of the rich people that we have today, right? Their parents we are not rich. right? But they choose to become successful. Yeah, sometimes that very, terrible environment we come from would make us strong and go, for what is best. And that is what you need to know. Where you are coming from has little to do with where you are going. I can say that again. Where you are coming from, even for me, what I even say is where I'm coming from has nothing to do with where I'm going. They have little or no correlation. And this is still about the mindset, that we're talking about. Now, thinking about how money was handled in the household you grew up in will help you understand the foundation, of your belief about money. For example, if you are married, this can also help you to get, to the root of money fights. How many of us are married here? How many of us are married here? How many of us are married? Yeah. I mean, if you are married, you would agree with me that some of the time, in fact, most of the time, what would cause issues between you and your spouse is money, right? Your spouse has a background he or she, was coming from, and you have a different background, right? And our background, of course, consists of how we relate with money, right? And what you have to understand is that you have to learn how to bridge that gap, right? You need to be able to understand that how does my spouse, how does, he or she, sees money? How do you see it? You can always, close, that gap. And like I said, it's still all about mindset. Now, what is the importance of understanding your money mindset? Now, Henry Ford said once that whether you believe you can do a thing or not, and that's very correct. Uh, 2, 3 years ago, I've seen myself do what I'm doing right now, speaking to people about financial literacy, talking about financial inclusion. It is one thing for you to think it. It is one thing for you to conceptualize it. It is another thing for you to act and make sure that that day, comes. When I met Emmanuel, it didn't take me so long to see that this is an individual that I need in my journey to do what I'm doing right now. But then, what could have been the difference is if I now choose to form that relationship. That's the difference. You could meet someone that would be a great resource for what you want to get done. It is another thing for you to form that relationship, sacrifice to see that it is sustained, and getting to do what you have to do. So it is one thing for you to have an idea. It is another thing for you to go after it. Now, I want to read you a very interesting, study that was conducted. A survey was conducted for 10,000 millionaires. And look at this. And one of the most fascinating statistics to me from this survey was that 97% of these millionaires believed that they are going to be a millionaire someday. 97%. So that means 3% of these millionaires got, to become a millionaire maybe by chance. And believe me, even the chance we're talking about, I say to young individuals and everybody that I don't believe in luck. They don't. You always have to be prepared, and someday the opportunity would come. And then both of them would when you marry them together, it's not success right there. There's nothing like luck. You always want to be prepared for where you are convinced you need to go to, where you are convinced you need to get to. And you know what? This 97% of these millionaires that believe that someday they're going to become a millionaire, they are millionaires today. Now, they believe that it was within their control to become a millionaire. What is that thing that you see yourself become? You need to constantly ask yourself. There are certain things I think about every day as I'm waking up, right? Getting out of bed, maybe sometime, during me washing myself, right? Out there, even with associates, I could just go quiet because I'm thinking of a particular thing that is just part of me to think of every day. Consistency. You have to be persistent. You need to have, if you have to write that thing, on your bracelet, right? Do it and look at it every minute. I wake up with this, I sleep with this every day. Sometimes maybe when I want to take my shower, I take it off because I don't want to, lose, sometimes. But most of the time, this is what I wear because this is me. This is me, right there on my. So what is that thing that you want to get done? Trust me, it is within your control. And having that mindset, and necessarily not, inheritance or education or wealthy parents can get you there. I believe I was speaking to, many Nigerians here. You are Nigerian. You are Nigerian, and it is embedded in our DNA to get things done. If you travel, it's what you are going to hear everywhere and anytime you find yourself within non-Nigerian. That those guys, they get things done. And the only thing that can really help you is your behavior, towards success. Now, how to change your mindset? Where do you think you are when it comes, to your mindset, to what you want to get done that can translate into, wealth and money? Where do you think you are? If you think you are faltering in a way, if you think you are lagging behind, if you think, oh, you are tired, right? And you are confused, you don't know what to do. These are some of the things you can get done. Pick a book. There are so many books out there that you can pick up about how to move from where you think you shouldn't be to where you should be. And I mean, I have one right here that I love so much. The Total Money Makeover. We all know. How many people know Dave Ramsey here? Yeah, so that is one book, that you need. Then we have the power, of habits. Because trust me, having that mindset that you can win should be your habits. Many of us, we have habits that can't help. It can't help our future. There's something we say, back home. This cannot help. Pardon me. I think it's in pidgin. I can't have it at the top of my head right now. Now, the other book you might want to read is Love Your Life, Not the End. I love this book because it's a book that tells you that we have so many people out there who will tell you you can't get it done. Who are you? Who do you think you are? What do you think you have? I've had someone, right, tell me that I'm too ambitious. Ayo, that is too big of a dream. That is you are too overconfident. I've had someone tell me that you want to go into that room with the way you are dressed, and I said, wait there, just stay right there, right? I'll be right back. And then I went into the same room and got what I wanted. I said, do you want it or not? I have one for you, right? Mindset. Mindset. And the same thing can help you with how successful and wealthy and rich, you know, as, as you can be. Mindset. My mindset got me on this platform. Mindset. I could have called Emmanuel this morning and said, you know what? I don't think I feel too good, right? I don't think I want to do this today. I have a cold feet. Have we seen where individuals would have planned, for a wedding, and then on the wedding day, either the bride or the groom would develop what we call a cold feet? Mindset. Mindset. So many marriages are failing today because the mindset that should continue to trigger and help and to say, hey, we can live together. I mean, I'm not talking about abusive marriages now, right? We can live together. It's just totally gone. Mindset. Pick a book. The leadership speaker, Charles Jones once said, you will be the same person in a year as you are today, except for the people you meet and the book you read. Pick a book. Pick a book. I met Emmanuel. I'll continue to say this. I believe most of you know Emmanuel, right? I met Emmanuel sometimes around last year, September. He did a voiceover for an event I was part of. And I called, the organizer of the event. I said, I love this voiceover right here and the video. And he said, oh wow, yeah, my guy is in Nigeria. His name is Emmanuel. He spoke of him so highly. And that told me, one thing there, that this guy must be a great guy. I mean, it's one thing for you to know what you're doing. I've seen individuals who are so intelligent, but then they don't have what it takes to keep a relationship. You see them with all their intelligence and being brilliant. They can't keep a job for 1 year. We have individuals. And then I connected, with Emmanuel. And fast forward, we have a relationship. A relationship that every day I see it adding value to our brand. You need to meet and form relationship with these type of individuals because it is going to be the difference maker. But you need that mindset to tell you that every relationship you form and need to sustain, you also have to sacrifice. You have to sacrifice certain things. You have to sacrifice your time. You have to sacrifice, your money. You have to sacrifice whatever resource it requires, for that relationship to be sustained. You have to be ready to sacrifice. Else, you lose. Read a book. The next thing you want to think about, to change your mindset is think about your life up until now and ask yourself these 3 questions. Many of us here, we ain't young folks. Just think about where you are 2, 3, 4 years ago, up until now, and ask yourself this. What did I hear and see about money growing up? When you were growing up, how do you see your parents, your friends in high school, and especially during the university days? What do you see about how they treat money? What I'm doing right here, I did so many times when I was in the university. From my second year in the university, I started doing what we call tutorial classes for those in year one. When I got to year three, I started doing for year two and year one. When I got to year four, started doing for year. It got to a point, even when I was in year four, I'll do for my own very selves. I'll do classes for year three, do for year two, do that. Lecturers within my department would practically hand over their classes. I know I can't come today. I needed to take up my classes. It became buddies with my lecturers. I was selling their books for them. I was making money. I had no problem having to fuel. My mother got me a car. I had no problem fueling my car. My friends would say, Ayo, you know what? It got to a time I had to, look for a very good friend of mine that would help me be taking the $20 in classes. He drew up my calendar for me. I know we have this class now, we have this class now, we have this class now. This is how much we should be charging for this one. The year one student, I don't think we should be charging them. This guy practically became my PA, my colleague. And then we had no problem on how to eat, on how to fund the car, on sometimes even what to wear. Mindset. Mindset. When this guy, told me what we can do, I didn't say, no, I don't think I need your help. I can take care of everything. And that's another thing we also need to know. We need to change our mindset about knowing that we need to collaborate in order to get bigger. Don't think of you wanting to be that big boss over a small, puddle of water. You can actually be that small, person in a very big, ocean. Mindset. Now, the other thing you need to ask yourself, what's one thing my parents did with their money that I want to replicate? What is one thing? When I was growing up, when my mom gets a salary, she would give me the money. My dad don't put his money in my kid, but my mom, she will. And when my dad asked, why are you giving this young boy your money to keep? And then it's the same boy that you go and be meeting. Okay, we need to buy granite now. Take money from me. My mom said, I'm teaching him. And today I'm an accountant. And I'm managing, funds for so many companies. That is one thing I want to replicate. Teach my children how to manage funds. They don't necessarily have to be, accountants or, financial managers, but they should be able to manage their personal funds. One of the things I've seen people fail so much to do. You see individuals who is a celebrity today, have so much money, tomorrow is gone. They make all the millions. They are gone. It happens a lot here in America. It's even worse in America than, back home where we come from. Fund management. So what is that thing that you see your parents, do? How did they relate with money that you think you want to replicate? The last thing is, what is one thing my parents did with their money that you want to do differently? What is one thing? You need to ask yourself, did I love how, my parents, related with money all of the time? If there's something that you think they could have done differently, because trust me, you have more information now than our parents did. We have more information and easily accessible than our parents did. That should make you more knowledgeable than your parents, right? I believe your parents, just like mine, pray that someday we should be able to sit them down and say, Mom, this is how it's done. You are old school. Just listen. That is every parent's prayer. Go for it. Get more knowledgeable, and sometimes even be brave to say, Dad, Mom, eh, this thing that you did 10 years ago, that additional car you bought, right, when we don't really need it. Do you think if you can go back, do you think you will buy the same car? The house you sold in Shomolu and you left the one in Akute, right? If it was now, would you have done the same thing? My dad sold the land, in Oshun, right? And down the line, he rejected selling that land because there was no pressure for him. And I'll tell you why he regret that land. Eventually, it became a place where we have a university in Ede that probably the value would have gone up. These are mistakes that people make every day. So ask your parents sometimes, you know, and generalize these questions. And someday, trust me, it's going to help you. And then this one might sound very, very fun. Sometimes, right? Even when you feel you don't have enough, give away money. Just give. I'll tell you this. When I moved to this country, one of the things I know I need is the sincere prayer of citizens of this country. Imagine when a stranger come to Nigeria, a foreigner come to Nigeria, and you have the opportunity to, just show them around, physically or even spiritually. Imagine how effective it is. Just give money. You don't have to be rich to give. Start building that mentality. You go to where somebody wants to buy gas, petrol. Can you take this 1,000 you add to your petrol money? You'll be surprised what it's going to do to you. Just give money. Give money. And the last thing, right? Because I have more because of our time. Think of how you want to live your retirement age. Think about it. And walk towards it. When you don't know where you are going, you won't know what to do today. Please mark this word. When you don't know where you are going tomorrow, you won't know what to do today. Is very simple. You can't live your life like that. That is gambling. It is not luck. Emmanuel will give you, my contact. I have more to share. You can reach out to me personally, and I would love to someday come back to speak to you guys again. Thank you for having me.
Oh my God. Awesome. Please, let's celebrate Mr. Ayomide Ibrahim with an emoji. Thank you so much, Mr. Ibrahim. Like, my note is full. I don't even know where to start from. I'm sure that, people are just thinking, we just need some time to just stop and then just reflect on what you have shared with us today. Like, the one that struck me, you don't have to have enough. You don't have to be rich to give out money. Right now people are talking about inflation and, money crisis here and there, and people are hoarding. But now is the time to give out. Don't be a slave to money is what I heard. give out, share what from the little that you have. Please, quickly, before we get into the question and answer, I know you have questions. We want to recognize those who are watching us from YouTube and other social media platforms. If you have your questions, just, put it down, your contributions, anything that has stood out from you, from everything that he has said, just let us know. This is a time to learn. I know that somebody's going home differently today. Initially when we started, I started by asking, how much would you imagine, how much would you write on a blank check if someone gave you a blank check? But now, if I ask that same question now, what would be your response? Thank you so much, Mr. Ibrahim. Okay, so let's get to the Q&A. We have 20 minutes for that. Thereabout. Our time is fast spent. If you have any questions, I'll take the first 5 people. If you raise your hand, you can ask your questions, and the others can leave their questions in the comment box. Please keep your questions short and simple. Mr. Ayomide Ibrahim will share with us his contact, and then you can always follow up on that. Okay, we have a question from Oiza. I'm going to quickly unmute her. And okay, go ahead, Oiza.
Hello, good evening, everyone. Thank you so much, Mr. Ayomide. That was a very insightful class. Thank you for sharing your wealth of knowledge and experience with us. So my question is, I have been part of conversations about money, making money, and oftentimes people say, oh, you shouldn't save, or when you save, you should invest, right? But when it comes to investment, it's been quite tricky for me. Yeah, aside the online software investment platforms I have, sometimes I feel like there is more that I can do. So what investment strategies, yeah, I think that's the word, would you advise? And can you really share information on it for us?
Yeah, so I mean, I'm a Nigerian. I would die one. But unfortunately, but right now I don't live in Nigeria, and I don't really understand, the market when it comes to, investment in Nigeria. If you were here in the United States, right, we have investment that you can have that even if the market crashes, right, you don't lose your money. We call it the IUL, the Index Universal Life, policy. So this investment is an investment that would give you, yes, 0 interest rate when the market, crashes, but then the value of your investment you'd never lose value, right? What I can do is to see if we have, what investment we have in Nigeria. I can come back to you, to give you, if information about any. I have friends that are in Nigeria banking sector that, hey, do you think we have this same type of investment in Nigeria, that I have someone who wants to invest, but believe me, throughout my time in Nigeria, all of the investment that I know, right, shares, Bitcoin, right, they move with the market, right? And that is why you would always have, that notes, sometimes written, very little, that you have to, know what the market is, because if you can lose your money anytime. But hey, see how you can reach me personally, right? Let us have a conversation, and I can definitely, link you up with friends and colleagues that I've worked together with, with someone that can definitely give you. I just saw someone mention standard asset management right there. I don't know so much about it, right? And I said, what I do when it comes to financial management now is here in the US and Canada, right? But yeah, at the same time, I can see how I can connect with someone. And of course, we also have to think about, what's the volume of what you want to invest.
All right, thank you so much. We have another hands raised. Shay Shagun, please ask your question quickly. Can you unmute yourself and ask your question?
Hello?
Hello?
Yes. Can anyone hear me? Hello?
Yes, we can hear you. Please go ahead.
Okay, thank you very much, Ms. Ayomide. I really appreciate this webinar. It's very, very insightful. And I mean, I'm somebody that wants to learn more about money management, money mindset, and giving. So the part that got me most, because I'm somebody like that, in a way, I love to give. And at the same time, sometimes I struggle in the sense that I'm like, okay, I want to give this person something. I don't even know what to give. When you don't know the rate, how do you even rate somebody? Because I want to give someone something. I'm like, this thing is too small. It's too small to give, then I hold back. Then, one way talk to some of my friends, they're like, it's giving. So whatever you have, just give. So I'm just in between, like, okay, so how do you measure what you give? And another way that I give is probably maybe I need to do something. I will just, it's not I can't do it by myself. I'll just tell the person to do it so that I can have the opportunity to be able to give them something. Probably they just keep the change. I'll just say, so I don't know, how do you measure?
Yeah. So my question would come in 2, 3, or 4 folds, right? God is giving. Giving is God. God is giving. Giving is God. Is godly, right? Giving is not human. It's not something you do with flesh, right? There's something I say to myself sometimes that just when you want to give, when you want to give, and you just close your eyes. Give. That is godly. So where am I going with that, right? If you are confused on how to give, ask me. I'll tell you this story, son. Right? There was a day I was somewhere, and the Holy Spirit said, call your class governor in the university days. This is someone I've never ever we've not seen maybe in the last 10 years or more. Call him and ask for his account number, right? And I did just that, and I sent him. This is someone I've not even spoken to maybe in 4 years ago. We've seen 10 years ago, but maybe 4 years ago, we've not even had a conversation. And I sent him money, and this guy called me the next day. He said, Ayo, you don't know what you just did. My house is leaking. And I was just telling God, is this how I'm going to sleep in this house with this rain that is coming? And from nowhere, your call came and you sent me money that is way more than what I need to fix my roof. There is no measurement to give. But then you have to be wise with it. Because you can't afford to be pregnant and give what you need to bet the baby out. I would have loved to say it in my language, right? Meaning you still have to be wise with it. But where does that wisdom come from? It comes from He who is the word, give. The life we have to give. It was given to us. And it is the same life that you need to give to others. No measure. No measure. Just be wise with it. I've seen individuals give out the only car they have. And then in less than 1 year, we have individuals who give them more than one car. No measure it. So please, be wise with it. And when you are confused, go to He who is giver. What? Giver. That's my personal relationship. And that's why I tell some people, oh, I've had people who had arguments that, how should I pay my tithe? Should it be net of my expenses, or should it be my gross? That is, you make 1 million naira, after you deduct all your expenses, should you deduct the 10% of the net, or should it be, 10% of the gross? And this is what I tell everybody. It is personal to you and God. We have individuals that are saying, you know what, I want to give 20% of my gross to God. I'm not a pastor, but I'll tell you that when it comes to how to give, ask Him, and He would lead you aright. God bless you.
Wow, amazing. What I just got from that is wisdom is profitable. You want to have the right mindset to prepare for your retirement. You need wisdom. Awesome. Thank you so much. Please, once again, let's appreciate Mr. Ayomide Ibrahim. Thank you for coming. We hope that when we invite you again, we'll see you, be a part of us. Don't be far from us, Mr. Ayomide.
Don't worry, just enough has both my ATM machine
Awesome.
and the pin. He's only
Okay.
one, so he has 3 of the pin, or you don't even ask for. I'll take the 3rd one. Yeah,
Awesome.
deliberate. But he
Awesome.
has everything.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. We can say that this has been, time well spent. And so this was brought to us by the VoiceOver Workshop and Media, and of course the VoiceOver, the VO Force. Now, if you're not part of our community, I'd like to invite you to be a part of this VoiceOver communities, and very interesting ones, a network that will cater to people who are ready to move their careers to the next level. If you want more information, you can send us a mail to info@thevoiceoverworkshop.com, info@thevoiceoverworkshop.com, or send a message to the number 080-888-09661, 080-888-09661. Once again, thank you everyone for, spending time with us. I'm sure that you've learned something. Please share on your social media platform, the nuggets, everything that you've learned. And of course, we can follow you on your social media pages, Mr. Ayomide, I believe. You'll be seeing and hearing from so many people. Okay, so we're sending love to you. Thank you for your time, and thank you everyone. So let me just say that we're also counting down to our VoiceOver conference sometime in June. So, look out for our pages for more information and all of that. Once again, my name is Christiane. Thank you, and we'll see you another time. Bye for now. Bye. Bye, everyone. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Everyone.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye, everyone.